Hi, I'm Phil from AttackForge, and welcome to this video. I'm going to show you how you can build a custom vulnerability form that will adapt to the types of testing that you're performing on your projects. For example, if you're trying to build a form for a social engineering assessment, such as the one you see on my screen, I'm going to show you how. To build custom forms, AttackForge has a vulnerability form builder. Let's take a look at how it works. To build a vulnerability form, we start with either defining custom fields or creating sections, and then adding custom fields to those sections. On this vulnerability form, we have 8 sections and 1 custom field. We can see that from the labels on the right. Every section can have its own custom fields. For example, if we expand the social engineering section, we can see that it has 1 custom field called persons targeted. And if we expand this field, we'll see that it's a table field and that it's got columns here to capture information for all the details for phished users. Let's see how this looks on the form when we're creating a vulnerability. So here we can see the social engineering section on the vulnerability form when we're creating a new vulnerability on this project. We can see the persons targeted field, and we can see that it's a table with all of the different columns that we've configured in our settings. So let's take a look at how this looks when we view the vulnerability on the project. And now we can see the social engineering section when viewing the vulnerability, including the table we created for the persons targeted. Let's take a deep dive into exactly how the form builder works. Let's try adding a new section at the top of the form. We're going to click on the Add Section button, and then we're going to drag the new section all the way to the top. And if we expand this new section, we can see the first thing we can do is add a new label. Let's call it My Custom Section. Now we can add some information. That's going to help people understand how they can use my section. Okay, so let's save this and see how the form looks. So we can see the new section has been added. And if we click on the Info button, we can see the message for anybody using my section. However, this new section is empty. So let's try adding a custom field and see what it looks like. Let's open the section and click on Add Custom Field. Custom fields can be in a wide variety of formats. We have input fields, which look similar to what we see in these fields. There's text areas, which look similar to this hide expression field. There's rich text fields, which look similar to what we see in this info field. There's select fields. There's also multi-select fields. We can have date pickers. We can have tables. And tables are great when you need to capture data like we saw on the social engineering form. We have lists, user selects, and user multi-selects, as well as group selects and group multi-selects. Now, user and group selects are great when you might need to assign a person or a team to one of your vulnerabilities. For example, the vulnerability remediation owner. Let's add a select field. We're going to give that field a label and also a key. The key is used to refer to this field in the reports, in the APIs, and also within the form builder. Now we're going to make it a required field. And we're also going to show this field in the data tables when viewing vulnerabilities. We're also going to give it some options. These options are going to show when someone interacts with my field. Now let's save that and see what the form looks like. My form now has 1 field, and if I click on it, I can select one of the options. Now let's go back to the form builder and try adding one more field. Let's click on Add Custom Field again, and we're going to create another select field. Let's add the label and also the key. We'll make this an optional field, and we don't want to include it in the vulnerability tables. Now let's enter in the prizes. Blue pill or the red pill, choice is yours. Now let's save the form and take another look. So now we can select the price. But hang on, you shouldn't be able to do that unless you've pwned the box. Let's add some logic to make sure that happens. Let's add a hide expression to the price field. Hide expressions are used to apply logic to hide a field when the expression is true. For example, if we want to show this field only when the user selects "you know it" from the "did you pwn the box" field, we can add the following hide expression. For more information on how hide expressions work, try clicking the link to the support site. Now let's check that that worked. We can see that the price field is now hidden. If we select "you know it", it now asks us to select the price. Now we're not just giving away blue and red pills to everyone. Let's make sure only the right people are allowed to select the price. We're going to assign field level access control. Let's open the Select Your Price field again. This time we're going to add access control to the field to restrict who can see it and also who can modify it. Field level access controls can be applied to either roles, groups or teams, or individual users. Let's add MetaCortex and give them edit privileges. Okay, so now we're done with my custom section. Using hide expressions, let's see how we can apply logic to only show entire sections which are relevant to the project. We're going to need to create a custom field on the project, which we're going to use to determine which vulnerability sections should apply to the project. Let's head over to the project custom fields. And here we have a custom field called testing types, which we're going to use to capture all of the different types of testing that we do. Now back on the vulnerability form builder, if we open social engineering section, we can see here that it has a hide expression which already maps to the project testing types field. So let's see what happens when we select social engineering from the project settings. We're going to scroll down to the testing types field on the project, and from here we're going to select the social engineering option. Now let's save the project and see what the vulnerability form looks like. So now we can see the social engineering sections showing in our vulnerability form. And if we open that section, we'll see all of the relevant fields. So what if we want to add more sections, or there's different types of testing? Let's go back to the project and try that. So let's tick some more boxes in the testing types field and see what happens. We'll save the project and let's go back to the vulnerability form. So now we can see there's some more optional sections that we can fill in. For example, if we open up Red Team, we can link a tactic from Midas attack framework. Or if this was a PCI related project, we can answer some questions relating to whether this asset's part of the cardholder data environment, and if so, which CDE networks are affected. Or perhaps this might be relating to medical devices we're testing, so we might want to capture information about the manufacturer and the affected version and whether there's any CVEs or CPEs associated. Now when it comes to what data or sections and fields we're going to see when we look at the vulnerability, it's only going to be related to fields that we entered data in for. So it doesn't matter that there's all those extra sections there that relate to different parts of testing on our project. The vulnerability will only have context relating to the sections and fields that we believe were relevant when we were filling in that vulnerability form. In summary, building custom vulnerability forms is easy using our form builder. Try giving it a go on your AttackForge and see how it can help you. Remember, all custom fields are also available in your reports and also via the self-service APIs. Make sure to check out our channel for more insights on how to do testing better with AttackForge. Till next time.